back to the Dadletics podcast. This is episode 10. I'm your host, Tyler Smith.
Pat McSweeney.
Dr. Pat, and we have a special guest, an OG in the Dadletics world, Alex Springer.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Sir. Yeah, appreciate it. Happy to be here.
So if you've been running with Dadletics, you definitely know Alex. Hard to miss. 6'5".
Around there, yeah.
6'5", tallest one in the group. But Alex is a sub 330 marathoner,
Yep.
a business owner, and now a dad of two.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's get into it. 330 marathoner, but how did we grow up? Background, sports, athletics. I also will say it seems like he might be a former dance choreographer.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, good background, little investigation there. I like it.
Yeah, so definitely want to get into that. I'm definitely interested in what all that was and where that was in your journey. But yeah, let's start us off athletic background and
Sure. So yeah, growing up, baseball was my main thing. Was always the tallest or close to the tallest in my class at up to a certain point. So basketball just kind of naturally fell into that world as well. So basketball, baseball, and did that. So baseball was my main focus all the way through high school. And what happened is basketball was too up until my sophomore year. My sophomore year of high school, I was like 5'9", 5'10". So I just didn't think that basketball was where my heart was at. I could shoot the ball well, but everyone else in my class was getting stronger, faster, jumping higher, and I was like, what in the world? I guess this is just who I am. So yeah, I didn't really, honestly, at that point in time, I could not stand running. Like, conditioning during
punishment.
Conditioning during basketball, I dreaded it. Like, as soon as the coach said to the line, I was like, goosebumps going down, like, no, this is not what I want to be doing right now.
And the worst was always like after, because basketball falls in the winter, so after like Thanksgiving break, you knew that practice was going to be so bad, and the coaches knew it. And I'm like, why would you do that to us? Like, just like let us ease into that. Like, why do you have to be Coach Hardo over here?
Yeah.
But anyways,
And
you grew up? You grew up in Iowa?
No, so I grew up in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in Georgia, lived there until 8th grade year.
Okay.
Dad's side's all in Iowa. Mom's side's all in Georgia. In Georgia, baseball and football is like a religion. So baseball-wise, I was good enough to be on a pretty decent team in Georgia. Kind of made it into some rounds, possibly getting in the first couple of rounds of the Little League World Series in Florida.
Oh, cool.
I had a lot of hype in pitching in that scenario as like an 8 to 10-year-old.
Were you righty?
Nice.
Yeah.
Righty.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, just kind of rode that wave and then got to high school and I graduated at, I was like 6'1" when I graduated high school, so I was just a late bloomer. And,
Man,
all right.
That's wild.
Shot up after that.
Yeah.
So, it's funny side note, because we were talking to Granger this morning at Dadletics, and he had someone on his podcast who seemed kind of like a late bloomer, right? He got to Ashland's, I believe, the football player, from what I overheard. And next thing you know, he's playing in the NFL. And the point, what we were trying to make was like, we get so lost in what kids are doing at 8, 9, and 10, and sometimes it takes until they're a freshman, sophomore in college for it to all click. Yeah. It's like, you just have no idea, right? You're 6'1" leaving high school, and you grew another 4 inches, right? Like, that's wild.
Yeah. It was crazy, and then so I got to college and
where did we go to college?
Undergrad at Iowa University.
That was okay. So you did go to Iowa.
Yep. Stayed playing baseball throughout high school. Never was a runner at all. And then got to college, grew, started to get a lot stronger, started dunking the basketball, and I was like, man, why couldn't this happen 2 years ago? But anyways, then I started to kind of get into running. Like, I think Pat mentioned it, like running to the gym, and running back from the gym, sort of thing. Maybe 8 miles a week, maybe. And I just kind of kept that routine going through college, up until about a year or so ago.
So college was just more of just normal. There, undergrad, starting to run a little bit.
Yeah, and then I've always been in the gym. Like I've always.
So strength training kind of
Yeah.
just always been okay, and then finding some athleticism coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
and then now
right.
you're like, all right, how do I express this?
Yeah.
And school wise, because not to jump ahead, but obviously you're a physical therapist. Is your background? Is that where you started? Were you all in on that right away?
Yeah. So I've always been just very intrigued by how people can perform athletic feats. And I don't know if you guys remember a show called Sports Science.
Oh yeah,
I was literally just about. That's exactly what came to my mind.
Yes.
John Brinkus.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And I was the.
R.I.P. I believe actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I would just like sit in my living room and just like watch that, like totally locked in, and I was like thinking to myself like, I think I need to do something about this, and then I didn't realize it, but it was a strong curiosity that carried over into my time at University of Iowa, and pursued athletic training at that time, working with different sports teams, and that just kind of snowballed into more and more interest in rehab and whatnot.
And what teams were you a part of? All
Yes.
of them, or
So you always have to have some sort of time with football,
okay?
just with the demand and the amount of athletes you're dealing with, and yeah, it's just a lot.
So is sports training under like, I don't understand like the umbrella of physical therapy. Is it a whole different thing, or is it physical therapy is the umbrella and it sports
So athletic training.
athletic training's under it?
So athletic training is you kind of dive into some PT type work, but you're also those are the people on the sidelines. So like you're there to help with immediate care of injuries,
Okay.
communicating with docs, nutritionists, like yeah.
Like some PTs are athletic trainers, not all
Yeah.
PTs, but a lot of them have that background. But yeah, that's more like like I said, the sideline side of things versus the rehab side of things is more where the physical therapy realm comes in. But it's an undergrad, like that's an undergrad major. Some people go on to pursue masters and that sort of thing, but PT is then like the doctorate level.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I did get my master's in athletic training. 'Cause that was my
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was like my route. I ended up working swimming and diving at University of Toledo for my grad degree, master's degree, and I was like this was like a little like growing thought of like I kind of like this endurance world and working with these athletes because they work super hard, and swimming is like nuts, absolutely nuts. 2-a-days, pretty much all year round.
Okay, and are you, so it's still just kind of during this time, because this is post-grad, right?
So if we're talking about masters,
Or like Toledo?
Toledo would have been master's degree.
Okay, so still just kind of running, strength training at that time?
Kind of running, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so I ended up pursuing a career after that at Indiana University, working with their swim and dive program as an athletic trainer. And they're kind of, one of the more elite swim and dive programs in the country.
Oh, cool.
And you get a good taste of what it takes to be like at the highest level in that world. So, I was surrounded by that. The coaches are still super fit. So got a little bit more into this endurance space. And you kind of learn what it takes to really be good at that level. And but still, I wasn't maybe 10, 12 miles a week, maybe.
Did you ever jump in the pool? Did you?
I did a little bit. But not a ton.
I see Pat looking at you. He's gonna recruit you.
No, it was like
Someday.
It was maybe like 2 or 3 times a semester. I would hop in with the coaches, and by hopping
What
with
about on the diving board with your
Never.
dancing background? Did you
Yeah.
have any kind of?
Or the
Never.
Cinco, flip upside
Yeah, there
down.
you go. There you go.
no diving board, but yeah, no, it was to hop in with so the coaches there were like former NCAA champions on Olympic teams. So like when I say hopping with the coaches, like I was 3 or 4 lanes away from them, and
But you knew how to swim?
yeah.
See, I don't, I've never had swim lessons. Like, you throw me in, I'll be able to get to the side of the pool.
Yeah.
But to do laps, dude, I sink. Like, I've just never been taught that.
Yeah.
So, again, that's my always, when you always say, like, you need to get in a try, it's like, that maybe probably scares me a little bit, but also I just know like I feel like there's just such a learning curve for me that I would have to pick up on. Like I just don't even wrap my head around it yet.
It's such an efficiency thing. Like it's
I'm
so
sure,
different
yeah.
from like, because you're in the water, like every mistake is magnified because any inefficiency is just magnified because of that drag factor. So yeah, but
So you got to experience some firsthand like knowledge of all things sports then at the highest level, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like
for
you
sure.
said, swimming is all things endurance. So
And during that time too, I mean, it's hard not to dabble with like the track and cross country team and the basketball teams and the football teams too. So,
and that was a pretty cool because you're now what years were these?
so I was at Indiana from 18 to 21.
Okay, which we were talking about like the amount of information from those years that has like just like snowballed.
Yeah.
You probably saw quite a bit of like different things
Mm-hmm.
at the schools of people like, hey, have you heard of this? Or let's try this.
Yeah.
Anything come to mind?
Yeah, I think, if I'm looking at it from the coach's perspective in swimming, it was kind of like they had heart rate zones and they had ideas of what needed to happen, but it wasn't necessarily, it evolved more towards like 19, 20, 21. But when I first got there, it was like everyone has to just swim a lot. Everyone, sprinters included, maybe not as much, but you're just swimming a lot.
Just volume.
it's
Yeah.
a volume sport because
Yeah.
because of the external load, like it's not as high as running, so you can exploit volume as far as like just developing aerobically.
Yeah.
That's true.
But then it started to like, really dial into like heart rate zones for specific to your true distance swimmers, your mid distance swimmers. Your sprinters are doing some aerobic work, but it's definitely not like a long distance swimmer. So that was dialing in for sure. And I think that was kind of across the board, even if you look at, like track and field, like true sprinters, like you need a sprint. Like I think it's that old school kind of mentality of like you just build the aerobic base, which is super important. We've all recognized that that's super important, but across the different disciplines, true long distance for sprinting, I think it just got a little bit more magnified into what truly makes them better.
Yeah.
At
Like,
that.
didn't like Usain Bolt's training come out and he'd never run like longer than a couple miles at a time?
If
I mean,
that.
I believe it.
If
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't know if I saw that, but I believe that it would not be very high volume from
Yeah.
that standpoint. It's more explosive. I mean, he's running a 20-something second race or sub 20 for
Yeah.
him.
And a 9-second race.
9-second race. Yeah, so doesn't need a lot.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So, Indiana's swim team, and then where are we at after that?
So, COVID happens. It's a lot of time to think about where I'm currently at.
Were you married?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
So my wife and I, girlfriend at the time, we were long distance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where was
yeah.
she at?
She was still in Toledo.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Did you meet her at Toledo?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Where's she from originally?
Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that's
know.
why I'm here in Columbus.
I don't know if I knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. During COVID, I was like, is this what I want to do? Is this truly... I liked it. I liked what I was doing. The unfortunate part about being in a high-level collegiate athletic program is that you do dedicate a lot of time to the athlete. So it is tough to really wrap your head around what family life looks like. And I also just had a really strong interest in just focusing purely on rehab and PT. So my wife was like, why don't you just go to PT school and we just like put a wrap on this athletic training thing. So that was kind of tough, right? Because it's like I'm already in my career, I'm working at a decent high level in that position, and then I decided to go back to PT school.
Did that feel like unsustainable, like that lifestyle as far as
Yeah.
just like, I could imagine that's a big grind.
Yes.
Like at that, especially at that
Yeah,
high
yeah,
level of like the college program.
Right, yeah, there's no off season. They're practicing every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
There is an off season, but it's like a week long.
Yeah.
So
That's I can't imagine like the trainers, but like even like coaches, right? Like NFL coaches. You just think about their lifestyles and the
Yeah.
things that they miss on a regular basis with their kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just couldn't imagine. It's a brutal lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So following around, I mean, like that high level of a program, like it's a whole year long process, I'm sure. Plus the demand on you to be like, hey, make sure everybody's healthy and like performing at the best that they can.
Yeah. Right.
That's a lot of stress and a lot of time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
that standpoint.
Yeah.
But I just remember my like high school trainer, I mean, was the only person there
Yep.
for every sport, every night, every game on the weekend. Like, I'm like, geez, that's a rough go for sure.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, like,
But you get experience. Yeah, you probably get experience things, go to
Totally.
things, especially if you're at a prestigious university like Indiana. You're going to like some of the best events in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting to see some possible Olympic swimmers at their best, like in like real life on the floor. Like,
Was Lily King there?
Yeah.
Isn't she from Indiana?
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's
Obscure swimming reference.
great. Yeah. Yeah. She's great. Yeah. She.
who was the best athlete you've worked with? Is there one?
Honestly, probably Lily. I didn't work with her a ton just because she was such at a high level. But
She's a gold medalist breaststroker.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she
Like,
won.
the highest level.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she won the 100 and 200 breast all 4 years. She was an 8-time NCAA champion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was just so competitive, so much fun to watch. Did my claim to fame for football is I did work a little bit with George Kittle.
Oh.
But as a student, you're just like there to like stretch them out.
Yeah.
and,
He would have been.
shoot the shit.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it wasn't like anything too crazy. But
Yeah, don't hurt anybody.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and at that time he was decent, but he's definitely not what he is now. So
Again, you just never know how
Yeah.
these guys just can
Great.
take to a craft and just
Yeah.
excel.
That's cool.
So PT school, where'd you go to PT school at?
I went back to Toledo.
Back to Toledo. Okay.
Yeah.
And this was post-COVID, so early.
Yeah. So this was 21 to 20, end of 23.
Okay, cool. Now, did the endurance come after? Because again, COVID had a huge running boom, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we've had conversations like Nick Bear and his hybrid and all of his vlogging and showing his life. I feel like you resonated with that. I definitely resonated with that during COVID. Is that fair to say that's kind of when the endurance itch?
Yeah, I would say so. And even at that time, I was probably running like 12, 15 miles in a week, maybe.
Were you? So Pat kind of found triathlons from last when he was separated, going through kind of a tough time, kind of latched onto an event. Was endurance anything like that for you? Of like just an outlet during PT school of like.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Because you can drive yourself kind of nuts, and Pat knows this about how much you can study and how much information you could cover in PT school. So it was those moments of like I just need to get out. I just need to go run. At that time, it was like 2 or 3 miles at a time, maybe.
So you're not the doctor that just on his breaks goes and smokes a cigarette, which I always think is so funny when you see doctors smoking. And I'm like, you're literally probably just telling someone.
Yeah.
But again, they don't have sometimes they just don't have the time and they need an outlet. And
Yeah.
some for them, I guess cigarettes is the drug of choice. But okay, well, obviously it sounds like you picked a healthy outlet in running. Okay, so, which, I mean, again, 12, 15 miles is still, to an average person,
Yeah.
seems like a lot.
Yeah.
When did you sign up for your first race? Like, what was like the
Yeah, so my
impetus behind that?
So I never really considered it until my wife, it would be 23, she signed up for her, I think it was her second Columbus half.
Okay.
And she really wanted a training partner, and I was like, I'll run with you. Like, that's totally cool. And it's funny, so she runs just a little bit slower than I do. And
What do you mean she didn't beat you on her race?
I've heard that happen sometimes.
I heard, what was that, the Flying Pig? I think it's notorious for wives.
No, it was Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
So I'd run with a weight vest on. And
What a guy.
Yeah.
Chivalry is not dead. I would be like, hey, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Good for you.
So I trained with her, and we did the Columbus half, and that was 23. So it would technically be my first race, but
Did you guys run it together?
we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I ran with her the whole time. Yeah,
Nice.
pushed her a little bit.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
impressive.
And then
But you were still courting her. You weren't married at the time, or were you?
we were not.
That makes a difference.
No, we were married.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, just married.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, I remember when I was dating, you'd do some things that...
Yeah,
look
you
back
wanna
on,
keep
you're
going.
like, "Ah."
Megan gives me a hard time because I think it was first Thanksgiving, we went back to her parents. We ran a turkey trot. We crossed the finish line at the same time, like holding hands. And she's like, that never happens anymore. Like now you just go and
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. So times change. It's all right.
Yeah. I would say we don't really train at all anymore.
Yeah.
So not to get ahead,
Sure.
because I feel like we just missed a little bit of some things in your athletic background when it comes to dancing. So let's not. We'll get to the late 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
I gotta hear about this.
Yeah. And most people, I would say most people from the time I graduated Toledo till now don't know much about that background. But yeah, so it was just like this random time in middle school. You're at like middle school dances and you're just like hanging out and goofing around with your friends. And I started dancing and my friends were like, wait a second. They were like, that's just kind of good. So I just kind of messed around with it a little bit more after that. And then I was like, hey, I'm actually pretty decent at this. Joined a dance company and mainly just focused on like the hip hop side of things, and then continued it through high school, not in the dance company, but kind of on my own.
Yeah.
And then once I got to college, I knew some people from that dance company that were like, hey, come and dance with our group. It was like a dance, like a club of the university. And then I ended up becoming kind of like a choreographer for the club.
Dude, yeah. So cool. I mean, you should see these videos.
Yeah.
It's wild. I would say I'm not a very artistic person.
Yeah.
I know there's people that like to write and that's like, or journal and like, or paint. I assuming dancing is very much like you expressing yourself, especially in choreography, right? It's like telling a story would be my understanding.
Sure. Yeah. That creative outlet was huge. But my mom's side is very artistic. And I think that's kind of where I get that from. So like growing up, I did musicals as well. So singing, dancing, was always decent at like sketching and painting and things like that. So tried to keep that up through college, and then grad school hit, and then it just like, I don't know, kind of faded a little bit. I dance with my daughter
So
now.
do you have like a creative outlet now that you like?
So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I need to get it back. Because
It's something I find myself like.
Yeah.
For mine is like, I can't paint or draw or anything like that. Megan's really good at that, but I can. Cooking is mine.
Yeah.
Like that's what I enjoy doing. Like that's what I feel like flow state for sure with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when I lose that, it does. I feel it. Like I notice that in a big way.
Oh, definitely.
Wait a second. Let's go back. So cooking. So you're saying you do more than just ground beef, rice, and vegetables?
Yeah. That's more for simplicity.
So your artistic ability on that, what do you add to that?
No.
Put a little smoked paprika seasonings, or
Listen,
I'm just
when we
kidding.
get in the kitchen, we feel what the feels are. But no, that is more out of utility than creativity.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Get me on the grill.
Hey,
Just
pass
watch
the
me
man.
work. Yeah.
Just watch me work. I love it. And I would say too, really kind of always been super big into music. So like a creative outlets, like exploring new music and checking that out. So
Is there something you want to get back to doing specifically?
so I would love to get back to just like going and dancing.
Yeah. That's cool.
There are a couple like adult focused studios in Columbus that I've looked into. So maybe getting maybe once a month, just like getting in, and it doesn't even have to be a class. Just like if I have a studio space, I can just let loose for like an hour.
All right, so we'll let's get back to the running.
Yeah.
In Dadletics. So is that probably the next part of the running journey then? Is the Dadletics group, or what were you doing kind of before?
Before that, yeah. So I like you mentioned, kind of like the BPN going more. Started following Nick a while back, and then I started to get into all the BPN athletes, and then that branches off into other people that you follow on Instagram, and it just starts, the algorithm comes in, and
snowball effect.
Yeah, so like 23, 24, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make running a little bit more like planned.
And were you done with PT at this time?
Close to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was your wife up in Toledo with you though at the time, or were you guys?
Yeah. So
okay.
I moved to Toledo because she was there.
Okay.
And we were doing the distance stuff.
So you guys drove down to do the half in Columbus.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I started following more and more of those guys, and I was like, I need to like see what I can do with this running thing. So more routinely planned it into my schedules of working out, but like lifting was more of still the thing, which is funny because I'm just not a big guy, but I do enjoy strength training. But yeah, so then 24 kind of was around 15, 20 miles a week. And then honestly, I was just like wearing just like I don't even know what shoes I was wearing. Like I still wasn't like too serious about it.
Yeah.
And then a few months before Dadletics, I was like, okay, I'm buying my first pair of running shoes. I like what these guys are doing on social media. And then I started getting like 18, 20 mile weeks. And then it was funny, and kind of how I found Dadletics, like my phone was listening to me. It was one of those situations where it was like, I was watching a video, and it was like all these BPN athletes, and they're running around a track, and I'm like, these guys literally just like, they're done. Like they don't need to do this, but they're with a group and they're running. And I was like, that'd be so awesome. Like, because when I was running, like I knew I still had the capabilities of like running at 800 somewhat fast, you know, like that wasn't like totally out of the realm. So I was like, that'd be kind of cool to just kind of get into that faster paced stuff. And like 2 mornings later, I see one of your videos, and then I'm like, what in the world? So I like looked at, I don't even know I don't think Dadletics had an Instagram page yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know. It was time frame wise, it was weird of like me posting my first like individual workout versus the group text being created to someone saying, hey, we should name this something.
Yeah.
To then when you came,
Yeah.
I know we deemed like mid-June is like our 1 year. I think I was posting, I think I posted my first workout like maybe early June. I mean, it was created pretty quickly.
Yeah.
A pretty quick snowball effect. I think when you did slide into my DMs.
I did, yeah.
The first person, I think. Which is always so weird because it's like, I was so new to this. I'm like, typically if anybody ever slides into my DM, it's like, hey, you're never going to believe this, but I know this girl that would be definitely into you.
Yeah.
Type of a thing. I'm like, come on, like a bot. And so when you did, I'm like, all right, who's this guy?
Yeah, sure.
And then I click on your profile and I just see how you're dancing. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Just kidding. And so, but no, you slid in. So maybe a month after that, I think in like July time frame is when you.
Yeah, when I came to my first,
came to the first one. And then it was pretty much over after that of you being very consistent.
Yeah.
So you were just attracted to the point of like just wanting to do something in a community.
Yeah, for sure.
And fast-paced stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have an idea of like a race in mind at that point, or just
not
like,
even
just wanted to get into it? And
I knew that in my head I wanted to do a marathon.
Okay.
Because it just sounded like I was like after that 2023 half, I was like, how many people do a marathon in like life? Like how many people have done it, right? And then it's like you shrink it down and it's like over the time of a marathon, like 0.05% of people have run a marathon. And I'm like, that would be pretty sweet to say like in my lifetime I ran a marathon. And then that didn't click again until after I was with Dadletics, and I was like, what does it take? Like what do I truly have to put in work wise, volume wise to make it happen? And then I started hitting like 30-ish mile weeks, and I was like 9 weeks out from the Columbus Marathon. Oh my gosh, so much to learn from the Columbus Marathon. But and then I was just like, shoot, we're going for it. Yeah.
Well, I think the algorithm at that time too, because again, if you're following the BPN athletes, Nick, I mean, he was in that endurance space in that like 2020 to 2023.
Yeah.
And it was very addicting. It's like you just kind of wanted to do what they were doing. and so I could see the appeal of wanting to do the marathon. But like I said, what I thought was cool was like we went through. Obviously, people see pictures now, and we had 8 people show up today when it was pouring down rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is crazy.
No
Impressive.
chance. Yeah. But we're not the group we are today if it wasn't for someone like you.
Yeah.
Because we had some dark days in the winter, and it was just 4 of us. Sometimes it was just us 3.
Yeah.
I mean, typically Dave was always there too as the 4th.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much us all winter.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And
that was like when you and I were talking. We're like, I don't know if it's gonna get any bigger than just like a couple of us, like running around on the track.
And we were good. We were good with that. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm going to show up if it was just me, or if there's 50 people.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. But it's again having a consistent base creates a culture, creates a consistency for others to be attracted to it.
Sure.
So obviously, you've been a huge part of that, and obviously things have changed now a little bit, and we're definitely going to get into that with having 2 kids. But so you signed up. You had 9. I didn't realize you were only 9 weeks. It's funny to listen now because I knew you were training for the Columbus Marathon last fall. We talked a little bit. Again, it's tough to deep dive into everybody's lives. Went so quickly on a mile warm up.
Yeah.
And so I didn't realize pretty much how little of running you actually had.
Yeah.
So it was pretty impressive to go into that in 9 weeks of not much volume. So take us through that experience.
Yeah. So my peak week, I had 2 weeks where I was like maybe 42 miles both weeks, and just ran long runs way too quick. Had some nagging like foot, calf sort of things going on. And so anyways, I went into the Columbus Marathon, and I was thinking to myself, I can go sub 4, but 3:45 would be kind of cool. And you guys are well aware, raining. It was
a brutal day.
It was a brutal day,
especially for the fall.
Yes, right. And I'm laughing because I'm just like, wow, learned so much. But I had a 300 milliliter flask for a full marathon.
All right. Did you take anything else in?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I did have gels. I had like 3 or 4 goos.
Okay.
Good
old goose.
I know, right? So more to come on that. But so I'm feeling good. I'm not doing too bad. It's a mile like 15, 16, it just starts downpouring rain. Like absolutely torrential downpour. It's almost like a movie. Like there's nobody watching. There's like a group of, I'm in like a group of like 5 guys, and we're splashing each other, rainfall. Like there should have been like some like eerie motivational music playing in the background. But the thing is first off, I wasn't prepared hydration wise for it at all.
Yeah.
At all. And then you add the rain on top of that, and the race started, I want to say, close to 70 degrees, and it finished 60 degrees or even colder. So I guess I didn't really understand my hydration levels at all. I didn't get any messages from my body of like, hey, you're thirsty or anything like that. Taking these goos, which like I learned are just thick and have just a lot of just added ingredients that, for me, I like to think that I'm a pretty clean eater. So like my stomach was just not ready for like the goo.
And also a lot of these gels, they recommend like drinking water with them to help with GI. Right. So yeah, you were just compounding on the GI.
Yep. So was feeling good, and then mile 20 hit, and like my stomach just felt like it was trying to wring itself out. Like if someone saw me, they probably thought I just got like kicked in the stomach. Like,
did you rehearse the fueling plan at all?
I did.
Specifically?
Kind of. Like I was taking gels probably every like 5 miles on my long runs.
Okay. And still 300 milliliters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mile 20 hit. So I was like at where was I? Like maybe like an 8:40 pace, and then my last 6 miles I was like at like a 10-minute pace.
Bumped.
Oh yeah, hard. Yeah, and then like mile 25 I walked because my hip flexor, my hamstrings, like everything was just like not operating. Yeah. Oh, so learned a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We were just talking about that race this morning, because we met this morning to run, and when we were talking about like taking our pre-workouts 4:30 in the morning, and it is just raining hard, similar to race day in the fall. But we all still showed up, and I just have a whole different perspective now on when it's raining out. Of like, I want to run in the rain,
Right, because you never know.
because you never know. And I'd rather get to the starting line of a race and it's pouring down rain, and it not be a factor to me, because like I've done this before. I've hit these paces. It's not gonna hold me back. Where I think a lot of people will show up who opted out of not running in the rain, and now they have all the excuses in the world, worried about their splits, and so I always look at I change my perspective of it is an opportunity to get better when it's raining out, just in case.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the same thing with the heat. Like that's the same mindset I've taken with the heat. It's like I feel like even though it's brutal, especially through these like summer months, it's gonna help. You're gonna hit that run in a month or two, or it's like we get 50 degrees, low dew point, and you're like, oh man, all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when it is perfect conditions, you're like, I got this.
Yeah. So I think we talked about it a little bit last week. Is like you don't get to pick what conditions you run in, and if you've not done it before in training, you're not going to do it on the race. Like you're not going to be like, oh, this is the day that I put it all together. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good lesson for just prepping for, especially if you're prepping for a race specifically. Like
Correct. Yeah. If you have no race and
and
you don't have to get up at 5 in the morning
Yeah.
and run in downpouring rain. I get it. We're just a little psychotic, and
for sure.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I to your point about the like the amount of people that run the marathon, those days I almost am like, this is kind of cool. Like nobody else is like, people aren't doing this. Like this is not normal.
Our circle is smaller than we think. For sure.
So yeah, that's kind of the mindset that I've started to take with those days. When it gets harder, or when it's like not ideal conditions, like okay, this is an opportunity to get better and an opportunity to do something that most people wouldn't do in this time.
For sure. So you did get sub 4.
I did.
You squeaked out a sub 4, and then what happened after that?
Directly after that, I contemplated if I ever want to do it again, and then that lasted for like 2 hours, and then I was laying in bed trying to warm myself up because I was just nonstop shivering. I was so cold, and I was like, wait a second, like there's so much to learn from this. Like I couldn't not do it again. Like there's no way I can't do better than that, because fueling, hydration,
Better weather.
training all the way up, like more consistent. My volume week to week was just like night and day compared to Columbus going into Toledo. So I was just like, yeah, let's do it again. So
And did you know at that point, like baby number 2 was on the way? Because it was July, right? Was like
so
due date.
My wife. So we talk about this. It was right around.
Okay.
So she could have. I can't remember. It
Okay.
was like literally like
right to be pretty
plus
close.
or minus 3 days.
Yeah.
Of the marathon.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And so Glass City was the next one up. Then you signed up for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
How long did it take you to sign up?
for Glass City.
Yeah. Like between Columbus and like contemplating, should I ever do this again, and being like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. I would say I decided let's go once we found out that we were having a second, and I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. Yeah, because we're about to have 2. This is gonna get a little interesting with a newborn. So I was like, all right, let's go all in. Thankfully, like Dadletics, you're just like, I gotta be running consistently, otherwise like it's gonna be shown that like, hey, I'm not, and I'm gonna struggle on Thursdays. So that was huge. That was a big help. So right away, training wise, I was locked in. I'm doing my next marathon, and then maybe like in, I don't know, January, February, I signed up for the Glass City.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that gave you about another 6 or 7 months of training then.
Kind
October
of. Yeah. So November, December, I was hovering around like 25, 30 miles a week, and then I did an 18-week training block into Glass City.
And at the same time, though, kind of running your own new business, right?
the whole time, yeah. So Columbus Marathon, yeah, last year too. I was starting.
So let's talk. How's the time management with that?
Um,
And how did you get? So let's kind of roll back to the career aspect of this. So you get through PT school.
Yeah.
Did you go work somewhere else before
Yep.
starting your own?
Yeah, so I worked in like the traditional outpatient PT realm, kind of like Pat did, right out of school. Did that for a little over a year. And with my athletic training background and kind of having the experience I did, I was like, I got my PT degree. I'm meant for something more than like just this like traditional world. And I really wanted to kind of share that with the people I'm working with now. And I was like, we're going for it. We're gonna start this up.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And how's that been?
Not bad. It's it's a steady, very slow growth. But I would say I'm more on the side of sales and marketing now than I am PT. Just to kind of get things off the ground. Obviously still super intrigued and curious and easy to listen to PT topics. Like that comes super easy. That's not hard. The hard part right now is just like sitting down and learning like, okay, marketing strategies, what do I need to do to like make people more aware of me, going into Google ads, meta ads, it's just like this whole new world that you learn nothing about in PT school. So, it occupies some time.
Yeah. You're just having to take on a business degree, right? At the same time, and
Kind of, yeah.
trying to teach yourself sales and marketing and all the stuff, which is again a whole new learning curve.
Yeah.
So with that, like you have all this other stuff going on. Where do you find like the motivation or the want to continue to like find your athletic potential, I guess. You know what I mean? Like you have all this other stuff going on. I feel like it would be easy to just be like, okay, I'm shutting that part down. I'm diving headfirst into this with 2 kids and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. I've before the business, I had a lot of curiosity in the longevity world, and I just having that mindset of like I want to do a marathon once. It's on my bucket list. I did it, and then I even got even faster at Toledo, and it's kind of cool to be fit.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, and too, when I make time for it, it's just nice to like have another thing to work my schedule off of. Makes me a little more regimented, and don't see that ever going away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's we've talked about it before, but like that structure, I feel like just makes me a better person overall. Like if I didn't have that as like an anchor, I feel like everything else would kind of fall by the wayside to some degree. So yeah, totally see that as far as like a big motivator to like stay fit, that sort of thing for that reason.
Well, it's also kudos to you and just encouragement for others. It's like Dadletics, business owner, and just not showing up 9 to 5, right? Like this is a 24/7 job right now.
Yeah.
But you're continuing to be motivated to get up at 4 a.m. on a Thursday and come ball out on the track.
Yeah.
It's like that's a choice.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
It
sure.
doesn't feel like it. Like no, I'm saying it doesn't feel. It just feels natural.
Yeah.
It sounds bad when I say it. That's
No,
not choice, but it just feels
we can edit
natural.
that.
Yeah, but no, I totally just understand that.
And then, so you had the 18 weeks of the marathon prep that you pretty much went block to block, which sometimes, again, I encourage others, like, not only did you learn a lot, but sometimes you don't express your full potential until the following block. Sometimes your body just won't absorb, and you only had 9 weeks of, like, kind of an increase in volume, then you had to taper back down. So your body just may not have been able to absorb that work in time. So giving yourself another 18 weeks, probably, you're able to exploit what you had on that first block. And so what was the goal going into Glass City, which was in April?
Yeah, so sub 330
Was the goal.
was the goal. Yeah, and it was a loose goal to start the training block, and then once I started to realize like where my times were and kind of the fitness level I was getting into, I was like, yeah, we could definitely try to gun for this and make it happen.
And what did you learn and what did you change in that 18 weeks? Like, what was the highlights of
Yeah.
what you're
Volume.
focusing? Volume. Yeah.
I first 3 weeks I was maybe in like the mid to high 40s, and then after that I was 50 to 60 miles a week. So marathon pace into my long runs, maybe building that into my long runs, understanding what that felt like on fatigue. Switched up my gels, made a little more conscious effort to try to hit like around 70 grams of carbs per hour.
Okay.
Way more focus on hydration.
You ran with a pack.
I ran with a bladder, yeah. So I kind of dialed in, like for my longer runs, I tried to get 2 liters of water in. Even like my 5 or 6 mile runs, I was like, why even go into a deficit? Like, I'm just going to sip on water. Like, and I feel like that allowed me to absorb and recover and kind of continue on with the training volume. So
Something I've been having a mental struggle with, and I talked about it a little bit last week. Did you do you weigh yourself often, and did you remember what your body weight? Did that drift at all, up or down?
So knock on wood, I've been fortunate enough to where I haven't really had too many drifts in my body weight.
Okay.
I think when I was in marathon training, I stayed at around the same weight the whole time, and part of that was letting go of the fact that I just need to eat, and I need to eat a lot of carbs. So
Are you a Dr. Pat, not tracking your food, or are you psychotic like me and track your food?
I would say I fall in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a good week I was tracking, like, okay, where am I at? Like, where am I truly at with like carbs? And I knew that I was hitting my protein and fat, because I do enjoy like avocados, nuts, fish.
We all.
Yeah.
Do you remember your numbers, like macros of like your targets?
Yeah. So each week I was trying to hit like around 450 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Which, looking back at it now, like especially if I do go into another training block, I'm gonna increase my intensity probably. So I would probably jump 500 or more, and then protein wise around like 160 to 180.
Okay. How much? What's your body weight?
190.
Okay.
Yeah. I just found that once I got a little bit more into that 200 range, I just was fuller, and I wasn't able to take in the calories I needed. And then fat-wise, I don't quite remember the grams on that.
Okay.
But,
You know our total calories at that time?
yeah, I was probably around like 42
Okay.
to 4,500.
Wow. So you were burning
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
calories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gaining weight,
Oh yeah.
which is wild.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm putting 65-mile weeks in, and I'm gaining weight. Again, I don't think it's fat. I think it's just glucose. I mean, there's days I'm pushing almost 700 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just holding on to a lot of water
I was
weight.
about to say your muscles are definitely filling up.
And I'm interested to see, I hear come taper as I back off that I'll see a huge drop in body weight at that time. So I'll report back, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I started at like 199, and I'm up to like this morning that's 206.
Yeah.
I think that is the good side of that is every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, I feel great. Like, you're putting in the biggest volume, the most intensity you've ever done, and you're like, I feel awesome.
It's just,
I think that's
it's just
a big factor.
it's just a mental struggle. Because
Yeah.
again, if you ever do like a true calorie deficit for aesthetics, like bodybuilding type thing, and I'm down to 2,800 calories, like that messes with your head. So then when I'm eating 4,200 calories in a day, 700 grams of carbs, which are evil, right? Because you grow up in that mindset.
Yeah.
And it just messes with your head a little bit.
Yeah,
You're like,
for
man,
sure.
should I be doing this?
Oh, for sure.
But like you said, I feel great. If you're hitting paces,
The performance is there. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, not to digress. So volume, obviously fueling way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about sleep
Yeah.
at that time?
So I would say I usually average like, I don't know, 6 hours and 40 minutes or 7 hours of sleep a night.
Do you have a tracker?
I just wear my Coros.
Corals, okay.
Yeah.
And I know, obviously it's early mornings on Thursdays. Are you a morning person in general?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm up every day, even on the weekends at like 4:15.
Same.
Also
But
same.
not it's kind of like how it has to be, right? I mean, it's like it's true. Like maybe it's training in those hours in the morning. Maybe it's like, what's my plan for the business for the day? I find that if even on the weekends, if I don't do that, we're falling behind on training, we're falling behind on the business. I'm not there for the family because I have to catch up here and there. So yeah, those morning hours are just like gold.
Yeah.
What's the jump from 1 to 2 kids been like? As far as sleep and balance goes.
Yeah, so it's been interesting. I think it's one of those things where you just kind of have to figure it out. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
There's no other choice, right? You're there. You're in it. So my son, he is a little over a month old now. The first few weeks at home, sleep was just kind of all over the place, right? Like there was times I was running at like 3:30 in the morning just because I was already up at 2:30 trying to get him back to sleep. So yeah, that's definitely been a juggle and kind of being more, we try to divvy up time between my daughter and my son, but my wife's breastfeeding, so like that just takes up a lot of time with my son, so I got to spend a little bit more time with my daughter. Been pulling out the jogging stroller a lot more, just to try to squeeze
Clutch.
it in. Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah.
She loves it. So
I always feel like that first 6 months as a dad with a newborn, it's more about taking care of your wife than actually having a relationship with the kid.
yeah,
It's hard for sure.
Because they don't care. I mean,
especially if you have enough. If you have if this is a second. At least that was my experience.
oh, well, for sure. Yes, because you have to you're
Yeah,
100% all in on
toddler duty.
the other
Yeah.
one. 100%. And like you said, if your wife's breastfeeding, it's like, that's her full commitment. And it's always hard. I think I always tell new dads, especially for the first one, because you're expecting, well, when you're a dude and you just don't know what to expect, but you just kind of expect like you're gonna be throwing a baseball, day 2 with your kid, and it's just it comes at you fast, and it's like I always tell them like, your time will come where that relationship will be enormous.
sure, you're right.
The first 6-8 months, like, take care of your wife. Like,
Yep.
she is the focus, and just let her have that focus on the baby. Your time will come, because when 2 does come, now you're all in on the second child, and when the 3rd comes, when the 4th comes,
Yeah,
you're even more all in on those relationships as the kids get older. So I do always tell newborn or new dads, it's like, just focus on the wife.
yeah,
Which I am interested. We talk a lot about, obviously you don't get to do what you get to do if you don't have
oh my gosh, yeah.
a wife that's a superhero.
Okay.
So how do you guys communicate, manage? Like, how does she let you do what you do?
Yeah. I think it's just, I guess we kind of look at it from a training perspective. Like I mentioned, most of my things are done before everyone wakes up. So that's huge.
Dad hours.
Yeah. If I need to do like a longer run, I'll just let her know like, hey, I'll be back home around 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's usually when when my daughter's waking up. Son's already kind of been up for a minute. And she's like cool with that. I try my best to avoid like mid-morning doing something, right? It's like, where's the nap time? Where's the time before everyone wakes up? And that's where we try to make things happen. And then business-wise, I try my best to do like a normal 9 to 5. And then I'll squeeze some stuff in once everyone's going to sleep at times. But yeah, she's just incredibly supportive. And when I was marathon training, it's like super thankful that she was understanding of like, this is important to me and I have a goal, and she knows that if we swapped places, like 100%, I would do whatever it took to make sure that she hit whatever goal she had or fitness goal she had. Like, she wants to get back into running here in the next few months, and
Even if it takes wearing a weight vest.
even if it takes wearing a weight vest,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, right. So that's, but no, with one child at a time, training for Toledo, no way I would have done what I've done without her there. Yeah.
Takes a team.
Yeah.
So Toledo, I don't want to. We haven't talked time. So what did you walk us through a little bit about that race? The goal was sub 3:30.
Sub 3:30, yeah. So, and a change I had too was I had a pace plan on my watch, which was nice. So like, I wanted to kind of negative split it very, very slowly throughout. So yeah, it was like at 8 minutes, 8:05. By 12 minutes, I was hovering around 7:55. Peaked into 7:50 at times from 12 to 26. Yeah, I think I may have had some trauma from Columbus, right? Like 18 to 20 at Toledo. I was like, okay,
It's coming.
when is this going to happen? When am I going to start to feel these things? It never did. And honestly, from like 20 to 24, I was like, I feel kind of good. My wife, I coordinated a couple bottle exchanges with her. I had the bladder on my back the whole time, doing Gatorade at each aid station. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I can do a gel after mile 24. Maybe, but I was just like, my stomach was just like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I could take it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So what about Gatorade or like something liquid at that point?
I think I could have.
Yeah.
So looking back on it, I think if I would have had something to like just like very much sip on.
Yeah.
So what was just in your bladder, and the bottles were just water
And sodium.
and sodium?
I had, yeah. So I had, I think it was every hour was like 750. No. I can't remember what the calculation was, but it ended up being 750 milligrams, somewhere around at 45 minutes to an hour or something like that.
Okay.
That's what I kind of calculated out. And I put that all in my bottles in my bladder. So I already had that preset.
Yep.
And
So it looks like you just, again, you kind of rehearse things a little bit more.
oh
too.
yeah, I had like 4 or 5 long runs where I rehearsed it,
Yep.
pre-fuel before the Columbus. Before the Columbus, I had this like hearty oatmeal with almond butter, and then right before I smashed a Celsius. Like I was like, man, what was I doing? Yeah, so just so much difference. And then 24 to 26.2, I should say like 24 to 25 and a half was just like holding on. And then I'm thankful from 25 and a half on that I tried my best to run as fast as I could, because I ended up going like 3:29:20 or something like that. So yeah.
It's funny because I remember you threw a tracker into the group text, so I was following you.
Yeah.
And the tracker that Glass City was using was not up to date, so I can't remember what pace it was showing you. And it was at the end, I'm like, oh man, he fell off. Like he's not gonna go sub 3:30. And I was like, man, I'm gonna feel so bad. Like I know he's gonna say something. Like what do I say? Like for encouragement.
Yeah.
And then then I think official time pops. I'm like, oh, he got it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to kind of go into your head. So we talked last week with Pat and how the group text was just going off after his try.
Yeah.
And I remember us all congratulating you as well in the group text. What has the community of Dadletics meant to you, maybe in that moment over the last year?
Yeah. I mean, it meant a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, just I talked about it and I touched on the consistency piece and holding, it wasn't like you guys were like holding me accountable, but in a sense it is kind of right of like, I'm running with these guys that are all chasing goals. I need to be chasing that goal as well. And on the back end and getting all those texts and like congrats, and it's like, man, like people are like, are proud of me, like that goes a long way. So, and it just kind of encourages you to keep going and to kind of just see what other guys are doing. And we have some guys doing a race on this weekend, and Pat did the triathlon a couple weekends ago, and I don't know, it's just like it's hard not to fall in love with either endurance or being fit or sharing the same values.
Yeah.
So,
and I think we talk about too, just like making friendships at our age, right? For you, it's like probably moving to Columbus. Other than your wife's family, you may not know a lot of people
for sure,
other than patients at this time.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that probably plays into it too, right?
Oh yeah. Having I think as as a male, that's a part of a family, and yeah, you're not wrong. You can get secluded very quickly. So to have a group of guys, like sometimes with my wife, I'm like, I just need guys around. Like I just need to like, we're not like letting out aggression on the track, but it's just something about like being with a group of guys and you can run and you can hang out and push yourself a little bit. Like, I don't know, it's means a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's sometimes on the track for me, it's like, obviously I'm aware of my ego and I'm aware of like that hyper male wanting to outdo somebody else.
Sure.
But I feel like to be able to express that in a competitive way, and again, it's not like I'm like pounding my chest after a workout. Hey, I beat you, Pat.
Yeah.
But it's like you just kind of know you had a good workout, right? And I think it's a fun way to express that. Like, hey, we're all doing really hard things, and we're all just dudes being dudes. And Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yeah. Holding it down.
Always holding it down. So that's what I enjoy. And I enjoy our friendship. I mean, you're one of the most that when I post things on Instagram, you're always saying, dude, you crushed it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And again, it holds you, again, you were talking about like, it's not like we'd be like, oh, dude, you suck because you didn't hit 330. But it's still one of those things we talked about last week. It's like, even like today's workout, I'm like I know I'm going to post this workout and I want you guys to be proud in a sense of, that the work is paying off, because I feel like I don't only represent myself, but I represent the club itself, right? And I kind of want to show out for that. And and I think that helps make it push a little bit harder too.
Yeah, I think the competitive, like healthy competition.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's not that we're like talking shit to each other and stuff like that.
Not at all.
Like,
Not at all.
it's the opposite. It's like,
Yeah.
like you said, it's competitive in the sense that like we're all doing it together and
Yeah.
chasing things, but we're all super supportive of each other.
Yeah.
And everybody's on their own path. Everybody's got their own stuff going on. So like just to see people pushing to make that progress is so cool.
Yeah. So we're kind of surviving right now.
Yeah.
You've been making it when you can. Obviously, being a dad's real. And this morning you were ready to go, and both kids were up and at it, and you had to make a decision that kids come first. So I actually appreciate that you chose that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So can't highlight that enough. We are all very aware of our families, and families always come first. Kids come first. And if you can't make it, you can't make it. I will be entering that stage in December, and I'm gonna have to figure that one out, especially as I feel like I'm kind of the leader of the group, and it's like, all right, how am I gonna get this done with 4 kids and 2 in a crib? But again, my wife's awesome, and I'm sure we'll figure it out. But you still have you have a goal coming up here soon.
Kinda, yeah. So it's something that I've kind of wanted to get back into after the marathon, because after the marathon I just like had no explosiveness. Like I just felt like my speed just like left me. So now it's kind of like my focus is more like 10K. Like what can I want to build in a little bit of speed work and whatnot, and I think my background is more explosive than it is long distance running. So Sunday I'm doing the Grandview Yard. And
that's this upcoming Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's not like it's definitely one thing that like it'd be cool to see my time, and like, but I'm not going to put a ton of stock into it. So I'm doing the quarter marathon, which is 6.55 miles, and then I'll probably end up doing the Columbus half. But if a 10K doesn't come about, so right now I'm like I put together a 12-week block for a 10K, and even if a 10K doesn't come up within that end of that block, I'm just gonna like let it rip on the streets of Grove City and see what I can do. So
I remember one of my first memories of you on the track was I think we were running 200s or 400s or something like that. I was like, damn, this dude's got some turnover.
It was the 100s.
Yeah.
So we don't typically do a ton of sprinting but I programmed like, I don't know, 4 100s or something like that, and we ended up taking a video.
Yeah.
But I remember us all kind of looking at each other like, who's got this? Who's gonna like actually push themselves? Because I think there's a couple people like, I'm gonna maybe go 75%.
Yeah.
I remember you and I kind of going 100%. And
I saw those hundreds and I was like, let's rip it.
And
Let's go.
And this dude just flew past me. Now, granted, I'm not a sprinter. My speed has never been a thing. So you weren't beating someone that was saying that they were fast. But no, he let loose. I'm like, all right, that 6'5" body has got some pop to it. So
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. And no hamstrings.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Yes.
We all held onto our calves and hamstrings.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Any other questions you got?
No, I think it's been cool to see your growth in the last year, and like again, as a PT as well, and like dad, like I feel like our lives like parallel each other in so many ways, and it's so cool to see your progression not only in business and like all the cool things that you're doing that way, but to see you like crushing the marathon goal, like that's it was like a 30-minute close to PB, which is awesome. And now tackling like dad of 2, it's just awesome to see you
appreciate that.
growing in that way, and like just love to see you out every week, or you know when we can make it out, and still getting after it. So like very much appreciate your friendship and being a part of the group altogether. So
yeah,
it's been cool.
definitely consistency wins.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to maybe we can get a Dadletics dance going, a little choreography.
Hey, if we ever get like we get like a group together that's not running on like a weekend, who knows?
Maybe that's what takes us Instagram to the next level, man. We'll blow up after that.
That's right.
Maybe we didn't need to do it on the podcast somehow.
Remember the Jabberwockies?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we could
do that. Did they have the mask on, right?
Yeah.
I probably want that. Like,
I feel like
we won't put Dadletics.
Yeah, I feel like we could just do that.
The serious group would call us.
Oh man, I bet.
This happens to be at the UA track on Thursdays.
Awesome. Well, that's all I got. Again, now everybody kind of knows a little bit of background. Things I learned, which is amazing. I think you're just scratching the surface on a lot of your stuff. I thought you were more of a runner than you were. So it's impressive to see what you've done. So I can't wait to see kind of what the future holds. In the running world.
I think I want to take some time too to thank you guys, because it's been amazing to find the group. You guys have been consistent in getting the guys in and really encouraging all of us. And I speak from myself, but most people in the group, that it does make a difference. You guys are making a difference for us, and that's been super helpful. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully this January we'll have more than 4 of us.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never know.
PR's made in January.
Seriously. Yeah.
So it does make a difference.
Yeah.
All right, with that, we will wrap up episode 10. Like, subscribe, and
Smash the like button.
see you next week.
See you next week.